All right, the internet is on fire once again with comments after Brooks Koepka's Team Smash dropped this image tagging both Smash and Nike, showing what appears to be a shoe collaboration. And the reason why this has been such hot news, Mike, and we've been talking about it here on the podcast, is because in recent days we have seen a number of very high-profile names, of course, including Tiger Woods himself, parting ways with Nike. And this makes us wonder, like, what's going on here? Is this that Nike is potentially leaving the PGA Tour and its association with PGA Tour players in favor of LIV? We're going to talk in a second. There was also a big rumor not too long ago that Nike be potentially investing a lot of money to be a key sponsor in Brooks Koepka's team. Yeah. Or is this just something that we all know Brooks Koepka likes to do, and that's just kind of troll the internet just a bit and tease us? It's totally possible.
It's possible, right? Because, I mean, I don't know. Did they make these shoes? I mean, are they working with them? I know we're going to talk about a possibility of Nike coming in with a large bag at one point for Brooks's team. But maybe, I don't know, maybe just speculation that if Nike leaves the PGA Tour and they're going that way, they're not just going to LIV, but they're going for more global eyeballs in golf.
And that's something we've talked about. Like, at the end of the day, LIV, you look ahead at its schedule. It's a very global league in a lot of ways. They're going to be playing all over the place. There was, which we've got, I'm sure we'll talk about it more on future episodes, but we just saw Phil Mickelson on the Pat McAfee show, and he was talking largely about that being a huge part of LIV's business model. Mm-hmm. He talked there about one bit of revenue that a lot of us wasn't privy to previously, talking about how a lot of the tourism agencies for different countries are actually paying big money. He claims, we'll see how true that is, but he claims to bring LIV there for that increased tourism. But getting kind of back to this and looking at this, you know, one thing that has to be said is that the clear reality is that anyone can take their logo and throw it on Nike shoes, you know, or really any shoe. I mean, anybody can do that, right?
I've made Nike IDs before, and I've gotten them and I've used them.
Exactly. And Nike ID, some people had even pulled that out in the comments, that you can go in there, build shoes like this of pretty much any color.
But is that lame for a guy with gazillions of dollars in a big celebrity spotlight to make his own shoes and spend the money?
Well, the question is, what's the intention? And we all know Brooks is a notorious pot stirrer.
Sure.
I mean, do you remember back in the Ryder Cup where he had all Ricky Fowler and all the guys wearing his Team Smash?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And none of that is not done without an intention.
Right.
And you have to question the timing of this.
Of course.
Because the news is just right on the heels of Tiger parting ways with Nike.
Jason Day to Malbon and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. The timing of it, I mean, I can very much put myself in that room where Brooks is like, hey guys, you want to have a little fun?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's like, throw the logo on a pair of shoes. I'll wear them. We'll just drop a picture, no context. It's just a smashing into 2024.
Right.
And we'll get people talking. And from that regard, it is a great publicity stunt.
Huge.
You can't knock that.
You can't. No. I honestly, my personal feeling is I don't believe Nike's leaving PGA Tour and going to LIV.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think, and the reason for that is Tiger Woods. You won't leave Tiger Woods and go to there unless there was extreme bad blood.
Right. Which we know there's not, because based on the announcement, they thanked Tiger.
Yes.
Very amicable parting.
It was a very nice parting. Where I would believe that potentially they would be investing in LIV, Nike, would be if they did not pull out of golf. These guys are still going to wear Nike, and they wanted to expand their model there.
Right.
Pull out here and go there, it just doesn't make sense. I think it is Brooks being Brooks, and I kind of love it for him. I love it.
And listen, we want you guys to weigh in the comments, so let us know below what you think this is. Is this just Brooks trolling, or is this something bigger? You know, playing devil's advocate and trying to look into it. I can see how it'd be possible that a company like Nike could be like, listen, Tiger's winding down. The reality is we're only, if you want eyeballs, Tiger's the way to get eyeballs. We all know that. He always has been.
Sure.
But if Tiger is going to get to a point where we only see him in 5-6 events per year, you know, I could see a company like Nike saying, well, I could take that same money and probably even cost some less money potentially to grab, you know, the the entire team of Smash. And one big thing that we heard Phil Mickelson saying again in that interview was saying that sponsors are going to come to LIV. This is what he claims, because they said it's guaranteed appearances. They know how many times they're going to be there and all those types of things. But I maintain, in my personal opinion, and guys, again, you guys weigh in the comments, let me know whether you agree with this or not. We did an entire podcast on it. We'll link to that so we won't have to go too deep into it again here. But I still believe Nike is leaving golf. I think what's happening is as contracts are coming to their natural conclusion, I think they're just not being renewed. And I think that you're going to see a regular and steady phase out. I think it follows exactly the model of what Nike did with its equipment not too long ago. I think apparel's next. I think that golf is just not the market that they're pursuing going forward.
I think you're absolutely right.
So where we did see these rumors of Nike dropping $2 billion into LIV, Nike's a huge company. They can afford it. I just don't see it happening.
You look at Nike in the past and the athletes that they've had, like who are the top 3 Nike athletes that have ever worn Nike? It's what, Jordan, Jeter, and Tiger?
Yeah. Was Federer a Nike guy?
I believe he was.
Federer was.
He was.
I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. They go after those big names, big personalities.
Like the GOATs they go for.
In a lot of ways. So...
And I'm not saying that they're dropping a level by leaving the GOATs and going to LIV. I'm not knocking Nike, but I just don't see their business model going in a direction where LIV isn't established yet. You know, like I don't see them going that way.
It is true, but the other side of that coin, there's two sides to every coin. The other side of that coin is that Nike's always been one of those brands that will take the risk on something new, something that's disruptive.
Yeah.
They've done that, and LIV in a lot of ways we know is that, and that's their own words. I mean, you heard over and over, you heard Phil calling how they were disruptors. They could be saying, hey, look, we look at the global long-term market and LIV is growing in these other countries, and that's where it may be. So there's obviously, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. We'll continue to watch it. We'll continue to report on it here on the show. But really, we want to hear your opinion. Weigh in. Is this an indication that very soon we're going to see some sort of announcement of a partnership between Nike and either Smash directly or LIV in general? Or is this Brooks Koepka taking his advantage and making a what is arguably a very smart publicity stunt in the light of all the announcements that are happening with Tiger and others, and just saying, hey, this is a great moment for us to get some eyeballs and maybe prod the system just a little bit.
I think he's just prodding it a little bit. Brooks being Brooks, and I absolutely love it. And again, I could see him saying, guys, all these things going on with Nike, we're still wearing Nike, even if I have to pay for it, because I want to look like Nike didn't drop us. That's Brooks.
You never know. We know Brooks loves to do that type of stuff. So weigh in the comments. Let us know what you think.